All right. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. What a day. What an awesome day. Man, I tell you, we still pray for the folks that had the tornado come through Tennessee and some parts of Nashville and Clarksville and other places, man, and the loss of life. Again, folks, like I said on yesterday's video, we don't know what death is. We got to stay ready. You got to stay prayed up. You got to get yourself into the kingdom, the ecclesia, folks. We just can't be haphazard doing stuff out here. It caught some people off guard. Some people was prepared for it, but folks, when you are prepared for a thief, you don't know when he's coming. So we continue to pray for those families, folks, and if we can help out, those things like it happened to get our attention. It could have been us. Hello, could have been us, folks. We got it in today. You can see we working with a cold gear shirt. We have actually two on, and a heat gear long sleeve, cold gear leggings. Internal and external thermogenic. We're dealing with the amino acid glutamine here for the recovery time. We hit the track today. It's a little cool out there. We got the equipment. We got the storm gear on. This is storm gear, heat gear, infrared. And man, I tell you, we warm and toasted right now. Hopefully we'll get some little heat later on, however, to help recover the body a little bit. But we got it in. We're checking out wind. This helps you breathe. It controls the air that's coming through your nose, breathing in and out through your nose. And then that lets how much air your lungs can work with. Then your body's burning and converting this cold air to some oxygen that your body needs. That's what we're doing, folks. Folks, I got a few responses on yesterday's video, and it was dealing with the storm. Just last week, my daughter, she went on a trip and went to the Civil Rights Museum. Then she went to see the place of Dr. Martin Luther King. Man, and she had a lot of questions, and she was talking and stuff, and then I just I had some thoughts on my mind. Didn't even make a video on it, but also last night I'm scrolling through the television or whatnot. The 50th anniversary of hip hop was on, and you can tell during this era, this my era, things changed a lot. Hopefully nothing will happen 12 o'clock or 12:01 midnight. I'll be hopefully another year older. We pushing 52, and a lot of folks leaving out 52, 54. You don't ever know what. Again, Mama said you don't ever know what death is, but you had to stay prepared up. So, as I was doing that, and I'm thinking about my age and stuff, the music has changed a whole lot. That type of hip hop, it was things happening in your neighborhood. Either with the West Coast, East Coast, how you were growing up and how you was dealing with things, the police brutality, and then you still had this civil rights movement moving as black folk was being mistreated still, trying to get their hands on a couple of dollars or whatever, trying to live the family life God intended us to live. And there was a system, an ungodly system that was holding us back. And you think about those 50 years and you think about now, who holding us back now? We wanted so much change. Even when President Barack Obama came in office, that was his thing, change. Look where we are now, folks. Even with the social media and everything. Look, I thought about that. The nasty garbage and music that our women have to deal with, our young girls. And I'm on this because it's all across the United States. And you can tell in the change when they had some newer artists to come in between some of the old artists, and the people, they were going by memory of what we grew up on. And when this new stuff come in about the guns, the killing and stuff, and it was some of that in our era in the 90s as well. But even with this stuff now, with so much happening, there was a different tone. There was a different sway. Ooh, I don't know if we need to get off into this music. Okay, we'll go along with it. You saw that. You saw that. So it's the same thing with this transgender stuff. This homosexuality, this lesbianism. A lot of black folks didn't practice all that. There was some around, and maybe they're older, in the closet or whatnot, but it wasn't widespread. And this is what happened when you leave God and when you're dealing with the demon, Satan back here. That's all it is, folks. Even into the so-called spiritual realm where we having all these women preachers in these different denominational churches out here. We dealt with that yesterday. Folks, we've been confused. And so when a tornado, a storm, a hurricane, an earthquake, a mudslide, anything that's out of the ordinary happens, then we get scared. We shut down. We don't know what's happening. We everything is right here in God's word, who we don't want to believe. This book you ain't caught it in the light yet, but we trying to proofread it. We're trying to see if the Messiah is black, I don't care what color he is, and you shouldn't either. He done something that nobody else could do, is to make us a way past Gehenna hell out here, folks. And as the kingdom, the ecclesia, the church itself, the body, the bride. And it's only one. No many face. A lot of kingdoms, there's only one kingdom. Nebuchadnezzar, he had that dream interpreted by Daniel. There's only one kingdom that's going to be standing. It's God's kingdom. So if it's only one kingdom, why we have all these different denominational churches out here? We have all these preachers out here in this Methodist, Baptist, Catholic, and Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist. And then when I talk about it, we get upset because see some of our family members in this stuff, and we're not realizing what's going to happen during the resurrection time. Who's going to get up? Who's going to go away? There's two judgments, folks. And us black folk has forgot about that because we done start making $1 or $2. We don't worry about paying how much to go. How many people was out the first day of the week out at the church house yesterday, sitting at home? And I ain't talking about you was in the storm thing, but just every day we out traveling, we getting ready for this pagan holiday, this so-called Christmas stuff that you can't find in the book, and then it's mythical and it's psychological damage to our mind. So I just thank God that I had a daddy did not teach us on no Santa Claus. And he told us the reason why. The reason I didn't teach you about no Santa Claus because you can't see him. So and it's a lie. And I started teaching you about that. So when it's time for your understanding, for your soul to try to find somewhere to get you got to be born again. He said when it's time to talk about the Messiah and you can't see him, you ain't gonna believe me on that. So a lot of us, our parents out here are growing. We're teaching lies out here, fables to children to make them feel good. I don't need to do that. My children need something, and their grades are good. Hey, look, daddy, hey, the parent, hey, we going to get that. You ain't got to depend on no jolly man in a red suit to do all that. I don't need a bunch of spread of food out here, ham and turkey and dressing, all this stuff to make me feel good, man. I'm just like so-called Thanksgiving. Man, I can't eat no turkey no end of the day, but on this day, we can't. Now, even in the business world, families are off on their time, and you had time to get together. That's your time you come together if they're out of town or whatnot. But we all local. It shouldn't be stopping us on the first day of the week. Hey, after church, we're going to have dinner over the so-and-so house. After church, we're going to have dinner over aunt's house. After church, we're going to have... See, when you're in this transgender guy, but you cut all your family lineage off. You can't say aunts and uncle, mom and daddy, granddaddy and grandmama. He said reproduce and multiply in the marital setting, folks. And us black folks, we're falling off into this garbage. This polygamy garbage. Well, you know, back in the day, they done this. Two men marrying a woman. Polygamy, adultery, that's what that is. See, that's under the adultery guideline. How can anybody that practices this lifestyle get into the heavenly coast? You're not. You're setting your tent in Gehenna hell out here. Come on. One man, two women. I have two wives out here, and we all live in the house together. There was that new Superfly movie we saw. And we think it's okay. Oh, man, he got a variety. He got this, he got that. So we're trying to get this Solomon concept in that made Solomon fall. Come on, folks. You can't practice this garbage. There's rules and regulations in this book. And here's what we're doing is, what I don't know ain't going to hurt me. So maybe a lot of us won't get to the church house because we don't hear what's going on. Because when the preacher start coming up with these words out of this book, we get offended. We get mad because our lifestyle get checked. And it's funky and nasty. And it's cesspool. So when something happens, now we all scared. When death come around, a casket come around, a hearse come around, we pass the cemetery, we cringe and we look, because we ain't ready. Why? Because we ain't reading up out of this book. We ain't prepared. And some of those folks that's in the denominational churches, they think, oh, I got the spirit, I'm good. In actuality, you're not. Don't take it from Claybrooks. That ain't what Claybrooks' opinion. I'm going by this book. What you going by? I can't find none of this stuff in this book. And you can't either. But we practicing it. We're hoping that, oh God, he's so good, he gonna get past it. Folk, he is gonna send us straight to Gehenna hell after we go before the great white throne. Depart from me, I don't know you. We better get this thing right. Now you keep on pushing this back, you can defriend me, you can put me on pause, whatever, but God's word is still gonna speak to your mind up here. And pray tell you get to that point when death hits you, or the Messiah come back, and we're gonna be changed in the twinkling of an eye. That's what it says over there in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 there. We done heard that verse before if we done been to a graveside burial. See, a lot of folks, the average people think we can, when Paul is talking, we're thinking that's a universal thing for everybody. Oh, death, where's thy sting? Grave, where's the victory? We think that's to everybody. That's only to kingdom people who are still and who have died living right according to this book, the word, the logos, the euangelon, the gospel. They don't go for everybody. They don't go for these denominational churches out here. Oh, death, where's this thing? The sting of death is still on you because you haven't got the Holy Spirit yet. It only happens in the kingdom. Somebody, well, I am in the kingdom. What kingdom are you in? It goes all the way back to Moses when he went to go see Pharaoh. And that man, he's announcing to everybody who's coming in to pay homage to Pharaoh, what kingdom are you from? And what did Moses reply? The kingdom of the Most High. That's it. Only one kingdom, folks. One ark, one Moses, one Messiah, one body, that's the church, one bride, that's the wife of Christ. So where are we getting all this other stuff? It's man-made. And see, the reason why it's going on, because in the United States of America, there's a clause in the Declaration of Independence of 1776, freedom of speech and conjunction religion. So all these, you check all these different religions out here, these denominational churches, they came from other places, different countries. Some of them was established here, and they're calling themselves the church, but they are tares. They look like the wheat. The kingdom, the ecclesia, is the wheat. Started in AD 33 in Jerusalem. We can't get past it. There is no such thing as women preachers in there. There's no such thing as musical instruments in there that separate gospel music from your worship setting. Come on, folks. God said he didn't want to hear all that noise. And we practicing this stuff. It's nothing wrong to listen to gospel music, but it's in the wrong place in the church house. I didn't say that. The book said it. So see all these clauses, what we getting caught up on? We sprinkling babies. What was the cause right there in Acts 2:38? We're using book now. Men and brethren, they was pricking their heart because the sin problem was still there from all the way from the Adam and Eve days. It didn't change until the Messiah came on the scene and left the Holy Spirit here as a comforter if you choose to take the red pill. A lot of us are still on this blue pill. And you die in the matrix, that means you die going to Gehenna hell. That means we offering this other stuff out here. It makes my job harder. Just can't go into the worldly folks and say, hey man, come on into the kingdom. I got to get inside of these denominational churches, get them out of that mess and get them into the kingdom. That's what it is, mess. It's tares. The wheat and tares are separated. When they're separated, death, the second coming of man, the natural death of a person, they're not in the kingdom, they end up in Tartarus. And there's a great gulf fixed, and those in the kingdom living according to this word, they end up in Abraham's bosom. That's Luke chapter 16. See, we got to go by this book. So everybody think we're going to get up on that day. Oh man, we're going to go before the judgment seat of God. No. Even those in the kingdom not living right, going out here playing back in the world, they're not going to make it. God is strict, and he's critical. And that goes back to us black folk. We don't really want nothing. We want all this freedom. We want all this change. And look at us now. We got to look, our women, we got to look so pretty. We have fake eyelashes, fake hair, fake nails, fake breasts, fake behind. I mean, you dating somebody, you in a club somewhere, and all of a sudden you think you got a woman. The next thing you know, you wake up the next morning, you got Dr. Frankenstein. You've been pieced together. Whatever happened to being natural and being who you're supposed to be? See, this is what happens when you don't know God. I don't know who I am. So I'm an imposter who I'm supposed to be. So I'm perpetrating. I'm riding with Satan back here. I'm on a demonic change. I think I got to wear short skirts and breasts hanging out. I got to shake my butt up in there. I mean, you got to see the stuff that I'm exposed to on my page, folks. And that lets me know there's a psychological mental problem there. Why does a woman have to do that? And then the first thing you say, well, look at that hole right there. Look at that prostitute. Then you feel offended. How you dressing out here? These tights and leggings and stuff, that's for gym purposes and working out. We don't need to wear this stuff out in the open public. There's a young man, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, young male. He's going to be attracted to the opposite sex. Now he's seeing all this sexuality from you. Now I had a son here tell me, Dad, look at that right there. Look, you can see this and you can see that, man. Why is she? I said, that's a prostitute over there, son. That's what I had to tell him. That's a prostitute. Now, whether she's taking money straight out or she's looking for you when you lay down, whether she's looking for you to pay a bill or whatever, however she says she's not, she's dressing like one. So how I'm going to decipher if this is a decent woman, you dressing like a whore. And we think this stuff look cute and pretty because that's all we got to offer. Do we have any knowledge, education up here? Or that's all we got to offer the body? See, that's how Satan works. He working with this flesh and the body. Never seen so many black sisters out here. Black sisters out here trying to be switching and popping, trying to be a female. Something happened up here. God don't make junk, folks. And then here we are. We going on, they don't want us. He's a little touchy. Men are not standing up being men. I saw this yesterday, the day before yesterday when the storm was happening. The aftermath. And you got trees and stuff down. And I asked my daughter, I said, who do y'all would think to see to be over here cleaning up this stuff, cutting with a chainsaw and with a grinder and a shredding machine and all that? Who would y'all rather? Who do you expect, men to do this or women? Girls 19 and 17. You know the reply was, man. I said, there's nothing wrong with a woman doing that if she wants to do that. But if that's usually a man's job. But here's the problem. Where are the strong, mighty men at? We walking out, we so timid. We like to lay down with other men now. And one man, he wants to be the feminine party, right? And so when it's time to do manly stuff, help people and cut up limbs and stuff like men supposed to do back in the day, we can't find none. Our black women has done damage to our young black boys out here. 90% of our young black men locked up are in gangs, in juvenile, regular jail system, or the prison system. Why is that? Coming out of single parent homes. Why we got so many single black women out here with children? Where's the father? Well, he wasn't no good. Did you know he wasn't no good before you lay down with him? See, where's the older? See, the book talks about, here we go back to this book. Older women, aged men, older men, teach the younger generation. About what? About life. About the I am up here. But he's watching. He's sitting high and looking low. And they keeping a record. It's called the book of deeds of our life. And at some point, when we come to the knowledge of knowing good and evil, right and wrong, we got to get ourselves into the kingdom. Hello? We got to do that. Come on, folks. This is not hard. But we make it hard. And there's other nationalities out here. They looking. They looking all at us. And it's a sad situation. Let me get that off of there. And it's a sad situation, folks, that we have to go through. I see it every day. We got to decipher. Some nationalities got to decipher who's a black man and who's a Negro. Who's a black woman and who's a niggerish woman. We don't like this terminology, but this is what they're looking at. How we direct this. And we ain't nobody trying to be white. Ain't nobody trying. But it's who are of our upbringing. There is a lineage of people out here that's dead and gone. How are we representing them? I try every day to make my dad proud, and the man is dead. I try every day what mama has taught us coming up to make her proud, and the woman is dead. Because I have children out here. They watching daddy. They looking at daddy. They see how daddy moving, how he talk, his verbiage, how I deal with other nationality people. Is daddy out here smelling like a weed pot out here? Am I dressing whorish? We done forgot we wanted all this change. But we don't want nothing. We don't want a damn thing. We're just trying to get what we can get and just keep on going, and nobody's helping and nobody's loving nobody. These children, these young black children, they're not being loved out here. They've been put in a position where they got to defend for themselves. No training, no teaching, and a woman cannot do it. See, black woman, you allow the beast, which is your judicial system, to tell you because you have a breast and a vagina here and a place to store this baby, that you're able to take care of the baby, you're able to train the baby by itself, you can nurture the baby. But when it's time for discipline, where you at? Where you at? Where are you? That's where the black man come in. He looks and he stages stuff. He scale things and he try to make sure he set things in order. And because you come from his rib, you work with him, not against him. A house divided cannot stand. It won't stand. Where'd I get that from? From the word. See, when you don't know this word, we out here just, again, living on this funky flesh and operating off Satan and the beast and these false prophets out here. This denominational garbage. And we sit up and listen, some of us get married and the next thing you know, our kids get teenagers. I don't know if I can take this anymore. Unless the man ran off or whatever, he's out here messing with somebody, then you got to answer why. What was he doing? What is he doing creeping out there? Now we're down at the courthouse filing paperwork. And we done split our family up. Done tore it up. And we want our children to make good grades in school. And they sit up and think, wonder why mom and daddy not together no more. What's going on? And we're wondering. We're wondering that. And we can't understand it. Then we out here shooting and robbing. I made this comment yesterday looking at this 50th anniversary of hip hop. Some of the folks are still around because they've been shot down. The newer artists, you got these young black boys, they're sissified. They don't want to get out here and work with their hand. They go out here and they jealous. There's femininity in them and they shooting folks down. They shooting artists down. Nipsey Hussle, Young Dog, they getting shut down. Take off, they getting shot down from men. They ain't coming from the white man. No other color but us. And we talking about what the white man is doing. What kind of injustice he doing to us. We said we want to change. We didn't want no change. Folks, that's why I can't get off in black history, man. I go back a long ways in black history. We've been hung in trees, pulled behind horses and cars, bodies split apart. Our black women are pregnant. Babies cut out of them. They're breastfeeding the children from the man and woman, and then their breast is cut off. All this come through slavery. Look at the civil rights movement. Here we don't, some of us don't even get out and vote. How many of us get out here and vote when it's time? Man, they're going to do what they want to do, man. I ain't thinking about long as I'm making my money doing this. See, a lot of folks are in the graves dead and they're trying to cast a vote. We don't even get out and vote nowhere. We're guilty of it. We're guilty of trying to find the truth to get our soul together, our spirit together. I just go on in here because mama, dad, or somebody, a pastor said it was okay. Then we got children back and we're not training and we're not teaching. We're in bad shape. Again, we say we want to change, but we don't want a damn thing. We don't want nothing. If we was given 50 acres or 30 acres or 40 acres of the mule or 5 mules, what difference would it make in us? Are we still out here robbing and killing and showing our butts out here? Like some bunch of porch monkeys? Again, folks out here talking about, and see, we don't know if they came when we were black people, man, what are we? Black history is rough. It's rough out here with the killings and the murders, the slaughtering, and then here we are, we're doing it to ourselves. We don't love each other. We don't love our children. We don't love our husband and wife. And now we're up here chasing demonic stuff to turn us, again, where's our strong, mighty men? They out here being all timid. I think I'm gonna lay down with a man. So like my girls, they looking for a strong man, black man. He's trying to be like them. Come on, folks, that's demonic. And then here, our women, we sit up here, we ain't saying nothing. We scared. We're part of the problem. God is going to deal with us. Everything I'm saying right now is going to come up at judgment. And that type of lifestyle, it ain't going to happen at the judgment seat, at Bema. It's going to happen at the great white throne. That lifestyle, not raising your children like you're supposed to, that stuff gets you sent to Tartarus and before the great white throne, and then into Gehenna hell forever. Ain't no do-over. Ain't no holler. You can holler for God all you want to. That is it. That's your last presence. You're going to stand in the presence of God. That's it. To be condemned in the blink of an eye, to be given a new body. I'm off of this denominational stuff out here, and I think I'm doing good. And then now you're trying to plead your case. So you're supposed to have a lawyer. The package deal only comes through the kingdom, the church. Not the denomination stuff, that's what tares. And keep in mind what happened to the tares. The wheat was set to the paw, that's the church. These denominations, these fake folks, they look like the church, but they're tares. They're thrown in the fire and burn up, folks. Stay up out here. We can do this. We got to change this thing around. Once we get back on track with God the right way, you're going to see a dramatic change. Don't let God come back like that storm did, not knowing. He already told us he's coming back in the thief of the night and nobody going to know when. We got to be ready. Stay up out here the next time.